Welcome, seekers of truth and wisdom. There are forces in this world unseen, energies that move beyond human understanding. Some souls walk a path of extraordinary connection, a bond not just with people, but with the very creatures that roam the earth. The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. Proverbs 12:10. If you have ever felt the silent language of the wild, the whispers of nature guiding you, or the inexplicable connection with an animal that defies logic, then you, my friend, may carry a deeper calling. Today, we unveil the profound mysteries of the chosen ones and their bond with the creatures of the earth. Before we begin, if you find yourself drawn to these hidden truths, don't forget to subscribe and be part of this journey of revelation. Now, let's begin. From the very beginning, the relationship between the chosen ones and animals has been far more than just companionship. It is a sacred agreement, a silent covenant that has existed since the dawn of creation. This bond is not something that can be forced or learned. It is embedded in the soul of those who are meant to walk alongside nature's guardians. Unlike casual animal lovers, the chosen ones feel an inexplicable connection that transcends logic and biology. They sense a deeper meaning in their encounters with animals, as if these interactions were preordained, guiding them toward their true purpose. There is something ancient about this connection. Before the fall of man, before nature was fractured by fear and survival, harmony existed between humans and animals. Some individuals still carry echoes of that original relationship. They feel an innate responsibility toward creatures, as though they have been entrusted with their care. This is no mere coincidence. The chosen ones often find themselves drawn to animals in distress, offering them sanctuary and protection, sometimes without even realizing why. Their presence soothes the wild, and in return, animals respond with a trust that defies explanation. Many who share this bond have noticed an unspoken understanding between themselves and the animals they encounter. A stray cat that follows them home, a bird that perches too close, or even a wild animal that gazes at them without fear. These are all signs of an unbreakable connection. It is as if these creatures recognize something different about them, something safe, something sacred. The chosen ones may not always understand it themselves, but they feel it in their core. It is a pull, a sense of belonging that goes beyond words. Animals have a way of sensing energy, of perceiving what is hidden to the human eye. While people rely on speech and reason, animals navigate the world through instinct and intuition. This is why they react so strongly to those who are chosen. They recognize the weight of their spiritual presence, the energy they carry. Some animals are drawn to them in peace, seeking comfort in their presence, while others may shy away, overwhelmed by the intensity of their spirit. It is not uncommon for the chosen ones to experience unusual reactions from animals. Dogs staring at them with knowing eyes, birds circling them as if watching over them, or even wild creatures pausing in their tracks as they pass. This is not a gift that can be acquired or imitated. It is something that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. The chosen ones do not just love animals. They understand them on a level that few can comprehend. They feel their emotions, their fears, their needs, as if they were their own. When an animal is in pain, the chosen ones sense it deeply. When an animal is joyful, they share in its happiness. This is not simple empathy. It is a shared existence, an unspoken alliance between two souls that recognize each other across the barriers of species. Throughout history, those who carried this gift were often seen as guardians of the natural world. Some were healers, using their touch to soothe the suffering of animals. Others were protectors, dedicating their lives to ensuring that creatures both great and small were treated with dignity and kindness. Many of the chosen have felt a deep, inexplicable sorrow when witnessing harm done to an animal, as if they were experiencing the pain themselves. It is because they are not separate from them. Their spirits are intertwined in ways that defy understanding. It is no surprise, then, that many of the chosen feel called to act. Some are drawn to rescue work, finding purpose in saving and rehabilitating animals. Others dedicate their lives to speaking out against cruelty, using their voices to defend those who cannot speak for themselves. This is not just a hobby or passion. It is a mission, one that has been woven into the very fabric of their being. They do not simply choose this path, it chooses them. There is an undeniable power in this connection. It is a reminder of something older than civilization, something purer than the world we see today. When a chosen one locks eyes with an animal and feels that unspoken recognition, they are not just looking at a creature of flesh and bone. They are looking at a reflection of their own soul, a living, breathing testament to the bond that was never truly broken. For those who have experienced this, there is no question of its reality. It is not imagination, nor is it coincidence. It is a calling, one that cannot be ignored. And for those who feel it, there is no turning away. Throughout history, there have been moments when animals have seemed to act as messengers of the unseen. It is no mere fantasy or folklore. There are countless stories of animals delivering warnings, guiding people away from danger, or appearing at the perfect moment as if placed there by divine intervention. The chosen ones, those who walk a path of spiritual awakening, often find themselves in the presence of such messengers. It is as if they have been marked, not just by their purpose, but by the awareness that allows them to perceive what others dismiss. Have you ever had an animal behave strangely around you, watching you with an intensity that felt almost human? Perhaps you have noticed that certain creatures seem drawn to you, appearing just when you need them most. Some may find a stray dog following them home, while others witness birds circling above them in an unmistakable pattern. These are not random occurrences. To those with open eyes, they are signs, messages waiting to be deciphered. Animals operate on a frequency beyond human speech. While we rely on words, they communicate through instinct, energy, and silent understanding. They perceive shifts in the environment, sense danger before it arrives, and recognize the unseen forces moving through the world. It is no wonder, then, that they have been used as divine messengers since the beginning of time. In ancient scriptures, ravens fed prophets, donkeys spoke warnings, and lions stood beside the righteous without causing harm. These are not just stories. They are reflections of a deeper reality. For the chosen ones, this bond is even stronger. They do not just see animals as passive beings. They recognize them as spiritual allies, as living conduits between the physical and the unseen. A dog growling at an empty space, a cat fixating on something unseen, birds moving in an uncharacteristic formation. These are all moments worth paying attention to. They are not random. They are messages from the divine, guiding those who have been chosen to fulfill their purpose. Many of the chosen ones have experienced moments when an animal appeared just before a major event in their lives. Some have noticed birds landing near them in times of distress, as if offering silent reassurance. Others have encountered animals acting aggressively, only to realize they were being warned of an unseen danger. These moments are not coincidences. They are divine interventions, subtle nudges from the universe designed to steer the chosen ones in the right direction. It is important to understand that these messages are not always obvious. They require discernment, an ability to listen with more than just the ears, to see with more than just the eyes. The chosen ones often feel this intuitively. They sense when an animal's behavior carries a deeper meaning, when a seemingly ordinary encounter is anything but ordinary. This is why it is crucial to remain aware, to be open to the whispers of the natural world. There is also a protective element to this connection. Many who carry this gift find that animals shield them from harm, sometimes without any explanation. Have you ever had a pet act strangely just before something bad happened? Or found an animal standing in your path, preventing you from moving forward? These are moments of divine intervention, signs that the chosen ones are being watched over. Even those who do not have pets experience this protection. Wild animals, strays, even insects at times. Each has its own role in the grand design. Some deliver warnings, others provide comfort, and some serve as reminders of the path the chosen ones are meant to walk. It is not always clear why a particular animal appears at a specific moment, but for those who are attuned to the spiritual world, the meaning is undeniable. This is a calling, a connection that cannot be ignored. The chosen ones do not simply exist in the human world. They walk between realms, bridging the seen and the unseen, the natural and the supernatural. They are never truly alone, for the world itself moves to guide them, and the creatures of the earth stand beside them as silent companions. There is a mysterious power that radiates from the chosen ones, something unspoken yet deeply felt by the creatures of the earth. It is a kind of presence, one that brings peace, that soothes, that heals. This is not about magic or superstition. It is a spiritual reality, an energy that flows from those who have been called to a higher path. Have you ever noticed how animals in distress seem to find their way to certain people? A wounded bird that lands at their feet, a stray dog that appears on their doorstep, a cat that chooses to stay near them in times of trouble. These are not accidents. Animals are drawn to those who carry a presence of healing, to those whose spirits offer them refuge in an otherwise chaotic world. This phenomenon goes beyond simple kindness. There are many kind-hearted people in the world, but not all of them attract animals in this way. The chosen ones emit something different, an energy, a vibration that speaks to the natural world. They do not need to chase after animals. Instead, animals come to them. It is as if they instinctively recognize where safety lies, where healing can be found. Science has long acknowledged that animals are incredibly sensitive to energy. They can detect shifts in mood, sense changes in the environment, and even perceive emotions in ways that humans cannot. This is why therapy animals are used in hospitals, why dogs can sense illness before a diagnosis is made, and why animals form deep, unbreakable bonds with certain people. But for the chosen ones, this sensitivity is even more profound. Many who have experienced this connection know that it is not something they control. They do not force it. They do not command it. It simply is. When they are near animals, a silent exchange takes place. An injured bird that would normally panic allows them to gently pick it up. A frightened dog that runs from others stops and stares at them with trust. Even wild animals, those that should be driven by fear, sometimes pause in their presence as if recognizing something familiar. This is the essence of the healing bond. It is not about dominance or control, but about alignment. The chosen ones walk with a heart that mirrors the original harmony of creation, a heart that remembers a time before suffering, before separation. And animals, unlike humans who have been clouded by doubt, still recognize this truth. Some who carry this gift may find that they have a natural ability to help animals recover from sickness or injury. Their touch seems to calm, their voice soothes, their mere presence is enough to ease pain. It is not that they are veterinarians or trained experts, but that they carry an energy that resonates with healing itself. It is the same reason why people feel comforted around them, why their words bring peace, why their presence alone seems to lift the burdens of those around them. This healing gift is not limited to physical ailments. Often, the chosen ones are drawn to animals that have suffered emotional or psychological trauma. They find themselves rescuing strays that others have abandoned, rehabilitating creatures that have been mistreated. And somehow, without force or struggle, these animals begin to trust again. They sense that they are safe, that they have found someone who will not harm them, who understands their pain without needing words. But this bond is not one-sided. Just as the chosen ones heal animals, animals also heal them. There is a reason why those who walk this path often find solace in the presence of nature, why they feel a sense of renewal when they are surrounded by the wild. Animals in their pure and untainted existence remind them of something sacred, something that the world has long forgotten. When a chosen one sits with an animal, when they look into its eyes and feel that silent connection, it is not just companionship. It is a reflection of something divine, a reminder that they are not alone in their journey. These creatures, whether great or small, carry messages of comfort, of endurance, of unconditional love. They teach lessons that words cannot express, lessons that can only be felt in the quiet moments of shared existence. This is why so many of the chosen find themselves surrounded by animals, whether intentionally or not. They do not always seek them out, yet they are never far from them. It is as if the universe itself ensures that they are never truly alone, that they are always accompanied by these silent companions. And so, the chosen ones walk this earth not just as protectors, but as healers. Their presence is a balm to the wounded, a sanctuary to the lost. And in return, the animals they encounter leave them with gifts of their own. Gifts of wisdom, of loyalty, of love that asks for nothing in return. There is a moment that every chosen one experiences at some point in their journey, an encounter with a wild creature that defies all logic, a deer that does not flee, a wolf that watches in silence, a bird that lands without fear. These moments are rare, fleeting, yet they carry a weight that lingers long after they have passed. They are more than mere interactions. They are tests, invitations into a deeper understanding of the natural world, a glimpse into a trust that has not been shattered by human hands. For those who walk this path, these moments are not coincidences. They are sacred encounters, trials that measure the heart of the chosen ones. The wild does not trust easily. It has learned the cruelty of mankind, the sharp edges of a world that has long since forgotten how to live in harmony. Yet there are some who carry an energy different from the rest, those who move without the weight of destruction, those who hold the remnants of Eden in their spirit. And the wild, though it does not speak in words, recognizes them. There is something profound in earning the trust of an animal that has every reason to fear. It is not about force or domination. It is about presence, about understanding. The chosen ones do not demand trust. They are given it freely, in small, fragile moments that are more precious than any spoken vow. A fox that lingers a little longer before disappearing into the trees. A hawk that locks eyes in silent recognition. These are the signs of the sacred bond, the echoes of a relationship that has never truly been lost. But trust is not given lightly. There are those who wish to force nature into submission, who see animals as objects rather than sentient beings. They may try to imitate this connection, but the wild is not deceived. Animals, untamed and unbroken, see through facades. They do not judge by appearance or by words. They judge by the spirit, by the energy that radiates from within. This is why some people, no matter how much they try, will never experience these encounters, because the wild cannot be tricked. For the chosen ones, these tests of trust are not just moments of beauty. They are lessons. They teach patience, respect, the art of listening without words. They remind them that the world is not theirs to control, but to walk alongside. The wild does not bow to man, nor should it. It moves as it always has, guided by instinct, by the unseen forces that have shaped it since the beginning of time. And those who are chosen are not there to change it. They are there to understand it. There are those who have found themselves in the presence of creatures that should fear them, yet do not. A lone wolf that watches without aggression. A herd of deer that remains still as they pass. These are not accidents. They are moments of recognition. The wild does not offer trust easily, and when it does, it is a gift that should never be taken for granted. Many who carry this calling find that animals reveal their souls to them in ways that others may never witness. A bird that sings not out of fear, but out of comfort. A horse that lowers its head in silent surrender, trusting without restraint. These are moments of truth, reminders that the bond between man and beast was never meant to be broken. The chosen ones do not take these encounters lightly. They understand their weight, their significance. But trust is also a responsibility. To be trusted by the wild is to be given a duty, to protect, to defend, to honor the sacredness of these creatures. It is not enough to simply receive their trust. One must also be worthy of it. This is why so many who walk this path feel an overwhelming need to stand against cruelty, to fight for those who have no voice. They do not do this for praise or recognition. They do it because they must. Because once you have looked into the eyes of an animal that trusts you, you cannot turn away. This trust, however, is not eternal. There comes a time when even the closest of animal companions must part ways. Some are meant to walk alongside the chosen ones for only a season, a stray that stays for a time and then disappears. A bird that visits daily, only to one day never return. These moments are difficult, painful even, but they hold their own meaning. Not all bonds are meant to last forever in the physical world. Some are simply there to teach, to guide, to remind. To those who have experienced this, the lesson is clear. Love without possession. Trust without control. Walk with the wild, but never seek to own it. The chosen ones understand this, and in doing so, they preserve the fragile beauty of the bond that has been entrusted to them. This journey is not one of dominance, but of unity. The chosen ones do not stand above nature. They walk within it, as part of it. They listen, they learn, and in return, they are given the most precious gift of all, an understanding of a world that few will ever see. And so, to those who feel this connection, who have known the silent trust of the creatures of the earth, remember this: you are not alone. You are part of something ancient, something sacred. Walk gently, walk wisely, and never take for granted the trust that has been placed in your hands. Those who are truly chosen walk between two realms, the seen and the unseen, the human and the divine, the natural and the supernatural. If you feel this connection with animals, know that you are not imagining it. You are not just another soul passing through this world. You are part of something greater. And as you walk this path, guided by the whispers of nature and the silent loyalty of the creatures that recognize you, remember, your bond with them is no accident. It is a reminder of the greater purpose you carry. If this message resonates with you, don't walk this journey alone. Subscribe, share your experiences in the comments, and let's uncover more of these divine mysteries together. Until next time, walk with wisdom, walk with purpose, and never ignore the voice of the wild calling to you.